I recently interviewed David Pearce, and here's where I fundamentally disagreed. So my main disagreement and my counter-argument to this disagreement would be the fact that he is personally a negative utilitarian, which, under scrutiny, falls apart pretty quickly. A major counter-argument I normally use is the serial killer example. Even for a classical utilitarian, the counter-argument for that would be the serial killer gets pleasure out of murdering his victims. So if you prevent him from murdering his victims, you're preventing him from gaining his pleasure, which by that worldview would make it immoral to prevent him from murdering. But the inverse can be said for negative utilitarianism. If preventing him from murdering creates his suffering, then it's ultimately immoral by that worldview to prevent him from murdering. Because a classical utilitarian, their worldview is that the absolute moral good you can do is maximize pleasure, while a negative utilitarian would be the complete abolishment of suffering. The other fundamental disagreement I have is I'm personally a Christian. That's the worldview I personally subscribe to, and he is a secular philosopher, which we all have differing opinions. That's all right. But it can be summed up with the phrase, "Do not play God." I don't believe we should restructure the way God intended things to be. That's my personal belief. I believe David Pearce's intentions are good. Suffering, if possible, in a way I would deem moral, based on my Christian worldview, I would be all for it. However, his specific way, looking at it secularly even, the process of genetically modifying humans, I believe, could be extremely dangerous. The mere fact that we're engineering humanity to be a certain way than it already is, I believe could have drastic consequences. And the fact we're reordering the whole natural ecosystem, in theory, if that wasn't something we could be technologically capable of doing and we chose to do so, I believe would be extremely dangerous for the whole living world. If you're enjoying the content, make sure to subscribe, and if you're interested, check out the full interview with David Pearce. It was a very well thought out discussion, and thanks for watching.